we're going to see how this sounds. I think it's doable. You're going to tell me, obviously, because you always do. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. We're going to break this down to its most basic possible form, the acoustic guitar. Keep in mind, you're going to have to tune your guitar down a half step when you want to play along to the record. I am not tuned down a half step. The reason being is that most people, if you've got your acoustic guitar hanging around and you want to learn this tune, you're tuned down. You're in standard tuning. So we're going to approach it that way. But you can do it any way you like. So, but the chord structure is fairly simple. A D, the C add 9, but I also have a C in there. You know, the full open C chord. The G. We've got an E minor in there. A minor, excuse me, A minor. The E minor. And I've got a B in there as well. So that's kind of the chords we're using. The structure, I mean, I know there's a lot going on in the full band version, but when you break it down, it's actually very, very, I think, doable. So give it a listen. Hopefully you like this. You know, again, subscribing, giving me a thumbs up for this video, any other video, that goes a long way. It really, really does. So I do appreciate that. But let's get into this one. Sweet Child of Mine, Guns N' Roses. Let's go. So here we go. We're going to dive right into this one again. Acoustic only, Sweet Child of Mine. It's good. It's a fun one to play. Now keep in mind, if you're going to play along to the record, you've got to tune down a half step. I think most if not all of Guns N' Roses is down a half step. I could be wrong, but this song in particular is down a half step. So if you're going to play to the album, you've got to tune your guitars down a half step. I'm not doing that because odds are people picking up their acoustic guitar are already in standard tuning. So we'll keep it simple. Again, the D chord, C add 9 is what I typically do. G, D. You need to know an A. All right, we got an E minor in there. I just play a straight up B for one part of the song. All right, and I think you got most of the chords there. And if you aren't familiar with Guns N' Roses, or you're a little bit, there's a commercial out there now. I don't even know which commercial it is, but Slash was auditioning for a band, and lo and behold, he's playing this song. So that must have been some production meeting. Curious how that went. But let's get into it. So it's going to be and again, there's a whole intro, electric guitar intro. We're going to avoid that. We're going to just play the C, the G, and the D, and back to the D. Okay, so D, C add 9, G, D. Those are the chords we're playing. So C here, C add 9, to the G, back to the D. And I would just start the song like this. Hold the D. My strumming pattern. Down, down, up, up, down, 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 up, up, down. Now here's how I'll add to this progression a little bit with these chords. So you can keep that real simple. Continue that. You go into the chorus. Whoa. And I'll play a full C there instead of the C add 9. C. D. Now here's the first solo fill that comes in right after the first chorus going to the second verse. I just tend to be a little creative and do this. So I'm just kind of going. So I'm going suspended 4 on the D, either a D or a suspended 2. I leave that up to you. To the C add 9. And and I'm taking my pinky off, you can see that, to get that open E, high E open. To the G. And I don't do, I just kind of keep it as is right to the D. We're going to go back into the verse now. Remember, you got bass notes in there you can use too. So you got your open D for the D chord. You've got the C note, which is the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and then the 3rd fret of the 6th string for the G. All right. We're going to go back into the chorus, which is the A. And here's a little, if you want to kind of work on some dynamics, being that the chorus is you know, sung twice basically. Go to that C add 9. Second time A, and then just go with the full C. Subtle differences, but they could make a big difference in terms of, you know, just dynamically how you're hearing it, okay? Back into what we've done, and now we're going to get into like the solo and the outro, because everything we've just learned, it's almost like the song is cut in half and things change as far as I remember. So we're going to E minor, to the C, to that B, to the A minor. You can hear it now. And you're going to repeat that, I don't know, maybe 4 times. I don't have that written down in front of me right now, the exact specifics there. All right. And then there's going to be like kind of a build-up from that progression back to the E minor. We're going to go to a G now. Back to the A. C, D, G. So there's a big, there's a quick turnaround back into that E minor bass. So you can go. I hear that G in there. I don't know if it's quite in there, but we're kind of making this our own. But I think that G is a cool little turnaround, you know, to go back into the E minor, because they work well together. And that's kind of the tune right there. So it's just a matter of building that piece of it out, dragging it out. How many times? I don't remember off the top of my head. But the ending is these 2 different patterns. E minor, to the C, to the B, A minor, and then it's gonna change up again. E minor, E minor, G, A minor, C, D, to that quick G. And then I think at the very end, you're gonna hold that C. I think if I remember correctly, I'm just thinking about this now. So you're gonna hold that C for a couple hits to the D, and it just kind of goes out from there. So hopefully this helps you out. Again, good for solo. Solo acoustic, you know, by yourself or a duo. Enjoy it, and I will see you on the next video.